Morning, guys. Welcome to Words from a Friend podcast. I'm your host, Marty Carey, and this is the podcast that follows my book, Words from a Friend, a daily guide to a purposeful life. It's available at Amazon.com and Barnes and Noble.com. We're on a 365-day inner journey together, so happy and grateful to have you along. We're on day 167 of that journey. Today's message is the universe favors the bold. The universe favors the bold. Why is that? Why do you think that is? It's because you're taking God up on his offer. You're moving in, you're embodying that spirit of can do. So you feel like being more bold. You feel like taking on the world in that essence of can do. Because you know what you've got behind you. You got a team. You got a team of light behind you. And when you align with that team, man, you can just do anything. You can really. What do you feel like you're good at? I mean, you want to go with your natural talents that you feel like you've got in there and express them. Start expressing them in different ways that you feel need to be expressed. You wanted to express it that way, and see what happens. Take the chance. Don't worry about fear. Don't worry about fear. Let that light out that wants to get out, and follow, and let that lead you. Really, follow that. Follow that. Don't follow your ego anymore. Don't chase money. Don't chase anything. Don't chase. Embody. Remember that you're already it. Remember you already have all that it takes to be where you are right now in your journey. To make that journey, you can make a shift in that and say, you know what? I got more in there. I know I do. I've been afraid to express that. I've been afraid to express that talent more openly. And I really need to, because it's full of light. And it makes me feel so good when I do it. So whatever that is, if you got an inner comedian in there wants to get up on stage and yuck it up and do that, do it. Let the fear be there and do it anyway. You know, he said, people in my life, very, very funny. Lots of them. And sometimes we just take that for granted and we use that as part of our tools, but we don't ever go beyond that. But there's always beyond that in our talents. There's always beyond what we're doing now. There's always more that we could pull out of ourselves. There's always more on the shelf of talent within. That's why the inner journey is the most fruitful. It's the most fruitful. You're using what's already there and expressing it without hesitation and without letting fear stop you. Okay? So that's why the universe favors the bold. You're aligned with it, and God's going, okay, I've been hoping you were going to say that. I've been hoping you were going to express that. I've been hoping you were going to let that out of yourself. That's why I sent you there to remember that you're already that and you've got what it takes. So use it, utilize it. It's a gift for you. You are a gift for you when you realize it, when you recognize it. Okay? So the universe favors the bold. What a great statement. I loved it when I first heard it many years ago. It totally resonated as truth in me. And I use it every day in my daily intentions. You know, I go beyond what my ego says. No, you can't do that. You can't say that. Yeah, I've already passed that a few times, haven't I? Okay. The statement says that if you act in faith and self-confidence on all your actions, words, and deeds, that the universe will help you and reward your heartfelt efforts. Well, you're not acting in arrogance. You're acting in the confidence of your alignment, saying, yeah, I am that. I'm a being of light that can shift and move and create. I'm a creator. And in that knowing, that's where you can have your fun in life. You know, not knowing that, not feeling that you're looking on the TV and go, oh man, I'm one of these victims. Shit, this and that and the other thing. No. Jump off that ugly train. Jump off that ugly train. Jump back into your inner journey, and do those things you love to do. Take that same time you're watching the old world collapse, and then use that same time that you would have been watching that garbage and go out and build anew. You know, even if it's in your family, and more conversations with them and more lighthearted stuff, or do some things that we used to do when the news wasn't, a propaganda arm of political parties, you know, always, geez Louise, man, it was not this way. It was not. And we can do better. We've just been programmed to be our worst selves instead of realizing we've been had, realizing we've been had by a broken down old shitty ass system. And we're coming into remembrance so that we can take this place back into the light, to the garden. All right, what it was always meant to be before fear became the loudest voice in the room, which clearly is changing. Screw that. Okay? When you hear the word universe in any motivation or spiritual phrase, you'll need to understand that this word means one song. Universe, one song. That's where we connect, in the one song. We all have it within us. That's truth. That's the song of truth. And it's sung many different ways, but when we hear it, or when we feel it, most importantly, that's where the resonation comes. Okay? I can speak these words to you, but if I ding a certain note in you that needed to hear that and needed to know that because you've been struggling with that, that's it. That's the message. That's the message that was supposed to reach you. And, you know, a lot of everybody, the thing I hear most about my book is that everybody feels like I'm talking to them personally. It's a conversation. My book is very conversational with you. That's exactly what it's supposed to be. Exactly what I want it to be. I want it to be us just chatting away about the shit we all deal with and about the ego we need to know about in order to shift ourselves and remember who we really are. Because it's in that remembrance that we find our joy again. It's in that remembrance that we find our courage. It's in that remembrance that we find our giddy up, and to get up from depression, anxiety, and all of the band of fear and the adversaries of the light. We carry the adversaries of the light within us. And if we get stuck in those, we'll move slower, lethargic, we get lazy, we procrastinate, we never realize our dreams because we're holding ourselves back in that sludge of something that isn't us, something that is kind of has us here so we can be human for a while and understand our light more fully by understanding the darkness that it is not. It's the contrast that teaches us. It's the contrast that helps us push us up out of that dirt. It becomes so painful for us to be in that dirt and that darkness that we seek the light, And when we're out there and we're growing out of that dirt and we're into the light, we go, oh, man, this is where I've been needing to be. So words can be powerful in either direction. Powerful in reminding you, or powerful destroying you. That's why I say your self-talk. Clean that house up immediately. Your self-talk. You better be talking in favor of yourself in order for that remembrance to come. Because unless you're reminding yourself, you're going to get clouded over. The clouds of your own ego go, oh, yeah, sure, you're the light. Sure you are. It'll laugh at that. But what really has to happen is you have to laugh at that voice. That voice needs to be laughed at, as it is being laughed at in the world now. The voice of fear is being laughed at in the world because we can all see it for what it is. The illusion that it is. It's fakery. It's produced. It's a production. It's a stupid ass production. All right? Remembering is going, oh my God, the play is over. The stupid play is over. Oh my God, look who we are to each other in reality. We are so much kinder, and we can certainly bring this world into that heavenly light because that's who we are. That's who we are. All right? Wake up your earth angel, baby. Wake it up and use it. All right? We are all part of this one song, and it is just another word for our higher self, our Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, source, God, or whatever we call this higher substance of love. We could just call it love. Jesus taught love. Jesus taught remembrance. Jesus taught remembering you are it as well. That's what he taught. He didn't teach us to be guilty or in shame. He just wanted us to know the truth. and that shame and guilt are used on us to just push us down, to make us feel like we're nothing more than this human bug that may last for a little while, and that's it. That's all it is. Man, what a lie. What a stupid lie. Okay? So, laugh at that. Learn to laugh at your ego. Learn to laugh at the judgment you're throwing towards others, because it is stupidity. They're the same as you, from your same family. They're just in different circumstances and have lived different garbage. We all live garbage. Theirs is just different and maybe a lot worse than yours. So recognize that's you in another costume, having different life circumstances. When you work from that mindset, nobody's your enemy, and you just want to throw everybody light and let God take care of that rest, because that's the best you can do here. That is the best you can do, and it's the best you can embody. So, what a great, let's see. Your daily life is written just like a song, right? Like that one song, it's written like a song. What lyrics are you writing for that one day? We tend to think of life as this, the whole thing. But if we look at it as this one day that we're given, and say, what will I do in this day that I should be doing my best, giving my best, having my best thoughts, good thoughts, prosperous thoughts, abundant thoughts. And that is heartfelt. That's the thoughts of the heart mind, the heart space. So then if you're in that and you wake up with that, and that's your intention to be the emanation of yourself for that day, well, then your words are going to reflect that. They're going to be that. They're going to be more kind. They're going to be softer. They're going to be more loving. They're going to be more jokey. They're going to be more inclusive. They're going to be more heart-centered, heartfelt. Okay. Well, man, that's writing a great page. That's writing a great page in that day. You keep writing those pages like that, and you stay consistent. Even if you fall off, you're writing in that page that I apologized. And that's how I brought myself back to the beauty of that page. I still use my upper tools in that day. Even if I fell off into my lower tools, I use my higher tools to write a beautiful page. I went home satisfied because I know I stayed free from my own ego, wanting to make me feel guilty for falling off and bringing me off and making me feel guilty for falling off. The judge and the jury. That's why the ego, you can't even trust it. Don't trust yourself when you're in it. That's it. You trust yourself when you know you're centered and in the light. That's when you trust yourself. You trust the words that are coming out of your mouth, because you're present. You're aware. You're in the clip of the movie for that segment of your day, and you're aware of it, and you're bringing your best to it. You're going to write a great story, my friend, and you're going to help others write a great story in your life, in their lives. Okay? Because you're a way shower that it not only can be done, but it's the most natural way there is. It's the most practical way to navigate this dense realm. It's the most practical. Love is the most practical way to navigate this dense realm. It's what makes all the hardness soft. It's what makes all the mountains into molehills. And it's what helps you climb the mountains that you want to get to the top of. And then there'll be another one that love says, we can go again. We can go again. All you've learned in that last mountain taught you a lot, and it prepared you for a new climb. We've been doing that our whole lives. We've been doing new climbs, whether you realize it or not. But when you're present in your climbs, man, so much more fun, so much more meaningful and purposeful, because you're bringing that to it. You're putting the meaning in it. Putting the meaning in it on purpose. Okay? What a great statement. Loved it. When I heard next page. Sorry. Okay. The universe favors the bold. This is a 2-pager. Okay. This brings us back to taking bold actions in our lives. It's your birthright to take bold action and live a huge life. You came here to do it. You came here to obviously forget for a little while in that ego amnesia, but then you wake up from it. And then you go, wow, I didn't realize this what was coming back to God was. I thought it was just this big religious thing. You went to church and you nothing against church, but you're there for the hour, and then everybody leaves and goes back to their natural ways. This is the church. You're walking in it every day. You want to keep this house nice. You want to keep this house good and spacious so it includes others, spacious so you feel the divine wanting to speak through you. You feel the light wanting to emanate and affect others so that they remember theirs, because theirs what's called a good time. That's what we call a good time, when we're all buzzing in that. We're not all talking about the shit of the world. That's normal. That's why we got to get out of normal. We got to get into natural. Natural is the great way. Natural is our light, is our forever way. The forever way. Okay? Much better way to roll. Much better way to navigate. You let light navigate your journey. That's the co-navigation. You're like, I rely on it for everything. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you? It's the truth. So you got to get out of a lot of noise in your life to hear it, and then to absorb it, embody it, and walk in it. There's a lot of clutter in here you clean out, and a lot of outside noise. You have to lessen that distraction by a lot. And that's the gift to yourself, is taking that time, working with the silence to understand it better and to hear it more clearly. And clarity comes in that heart space that we have to spend time in. Okay? This brings us back to taking bold actions in our lives. It's our birthright to take the bold actions. Once you do it for the first time, stepping out of your smaller self, you'll feel empowered to do it again. Like I said, you climb that mountain, you did something, you go, wow, look what happened there. Okay, that was great. And it taught us a lot of lessons. May not have taken us to the exact place we thought we were, but it's a process. It's a process. God says that's just a big step. It's nothing more than a step, because you're going to continue to walk. You're going to continue to go on that climb. Let's go. There's more there. And turn the next page. Turn the page, and fill them in yourself with the stuff that you're supposed to do, the help you're supposed to do, your part. Fill those pages in with your part, but by the guidance of what comes through. This will multiply as you begin to see the fruits of your efforts, not arrogantly moving forward, but from a higher place, one that gets what it needs while doing it for the highest good of all. You're doing it for the light. You're serving the light. You're serving the light in how you move. You're serving the light by moving in that way. There is the alignment. There is the alignment. It's like being a waiter at a restaurant. It's like, okay, the special today is light and love. How would you like your light and love? Over easy? And really, it's just the energy of that. And you understand what I'm saying, because you are it. You are it. And your best self, that's where you reside. Okay? So you get to know that better, and you get to express that more. And that's what you're going to be, your daily calling card in time. All right. And that's how you can shift. Your ego will protest, telling you it's too risky. Stay in your safe place. Keep your mouth shut and don't take that chance. Or if you do take that chance and you stumble and fall, your ego is going to go, told you not to take that chance. And you sink back into it. Do not sink back into it. Be okay with failure. Be okay with making that mistake, and be okay with looking stupid. Who cares? Who cares? It's your journey. It's your process. If people laugh at you, laugh with them, because you go, part of the journey. Part of the journey. And when you can laugh at yourself and your stumbling self, your ego's got no power, because you're laughing at it. You're laughing at it for it not being able to make you feel guilty or stupid or embarrassed or any of that stuff. You don't have to hold on to that and embody any of that. That's your ego punishing you for taking a chance. No, the light says, yeah, that was pretty funny. Oh, let's get up. Let's grow. It's like, let's go. Let's grow. And don't stop that process. Don't ever stop that process. Be willing to look foolish until you start feeling better, and you look less foolish, more like you know what you're doing, more like you know what you're talking about. Next thing you know, you've really studied and done the work, and then you're it. And then you're it. Whatever that is that you decide to be. You know this to be true. You've done it in other ways in your life. Now you can think bigger, knowing that it's the same effort that it takes. But and there's also called the law of least effort. The law of least effort is the confidence in knowing that you're flowing with the divine, and the ideas that are coming through you that you're going to grab onto are divinely guided ideas. And so you take the shot at those, and it's a direction to take, and it will take you there. It's becoming one. It's becoming one with the oneness. They say one with the flow, going in the flow, going with the flow. All of those spiritual terms are terms for the same thing, embodying your true self and moving forward in it. All right. Your ego will protest. Your heart will be broken again. They're saying your heart will be broken again. Don't take the chance. Whatever lies your ego tells you, be bold instead. That's being bold. That's being bold, is being willing to look foolish in doing something new. That your heart says, I think I can do it. I think I've said this story once, but when we first started doing television commercials for the Old Daily, my partner Jimmy's really the actor in our group, always has been. He could be in front of that camera day and night. He's the funniest man on earth. And he could do it without even lines. But that was never me. It was always me. Jim, you do that part. And then we were going to do a commercial on Channel 10. And I was in the kitchen one day. I go, Jim, I think we were like, well, should we have one of their actors? Because one of their actors can do it. They said they'll come in and they'll do the lines and the whole thing. And I go, like this meek voice, go, I think I could do it. My soul just spit it out ever so gently. Jimmy goes, you? You need a chair. Well, how are you going to do that? How are you going to do that? I said, let me try. Let me try. Give me the lines. Let me try it. And it turned out good. It turned out pretty good for the first one. But it gave me and I didn't care about looking foolish. I just went into the shtick of the commercial. And myself came out. Which I'm grateful for, because it's like, just want it to be that, just want to give you the truth and show you what we do, in that honest fashion, like it used to be way back when people really cared about the products they put out and the love they put into them. So I always say that's the greatest thing about our company, is that we still care about all of that. We still care about the people we serve and the stuff that we serve. It's got to be top notch, that we've learned that's just the way to fly in life. All right. So the universe favors the bold. So make sure you're being bold. The ego, when it wants to act bold, that comes across as arrogance. It just comes across differently. The ego wants to be bold. But when the soul wants to be bold, you'll feel the truth in that. You'll feel the authenticity in that, that you're taking a new stab at something and you believe you can do it. Keep believing in that. Keep believing that until you're really satisfied with how you're doing it. And you'll be so happy that you did. You listened to the journey that your soul wanted you to be on. All right. Okay. So your heart will, let's see, whatever lies your ego tells you, be bold instead. Take the chance. Say the words and take the action. When it's what your heart needs, the right outcome will unfold. Even if the first part of the aftermath looks a bit ugly, stay the course. Stay the course. Let go and let God do some of the work. That's the promise of spirituality. Boldness in action. Spirituality and work is the alignment. It's the alignment. Okay, CTA, this has proven to be one of my daily truths, and I promise you, my friends, you can do whatever you see as possible for yourself. Today, dream big, take inspired action, and be bold. Inspired, as I said, means to be in spirit. Inspired is a word that means to be in spirit, in alignment, centered in the truth, knowing who you are, authentically moving, in service mode. Not in victim mindset, not in the world's coming down or the sky is falling. None of that. You walk bold, as if you're here to anchor the light for the truth, which is exactly what you're here for. So thank you. Thank you for sharing your light. You're not doing it for no reason. You're not doing it to get anything or get anywhere. You're doing it strictly so that we and those who come after us can live a more heart-centered life, more in truth, without all this bullshit and ugliness. All right. So you know what to do today. You know your part to play. That's your daily role. That's your foundation. All right. Go out and give that today. Much love and light, guys, and we shall see you tomorrow.